Good evening. The centre versus southern states political battle over funding today reached the corridors of power in Delhi. The Congress government in Karnataka, led by Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar, protested outside Jantar Mantar, saying that the due share of the state from central government direct and indirect taxes has come down. The Prime Minister, speaking in the Rajya Sabha today, in reply to the motion of thanks of the President's address, hit back at these southern states, saying, what sort of language is this which talks of our tax and your tax? He also slammed this as some kind of a divisive mentality, that they are talking about a north-south divide. The BJP also locally in Karnataka held a counter-protest outside the Vidhan Sauda, where they said that this entire fund crunch has been created because the Karnataka government does not have the funds to realize what are unrealistic guarantees that they've made to the people. The question then is, where does the truth lie? Has the share of southern states come down? Has the actual volume of money that they've got in the last 10 years come down? How does it compare with the UPA years? All of that we will analyze threadbare. We'll also be speaking to our panel of experts and political spokespersons from both sides of the political aisle, as it were. But first, the story of what happened outside Parliament and what happened inside as well.
₹11,495 crores as special grant to Karnataka. She has refused to give that amount.
She will have to give us justice. It is her duty. I think she will honor the sentiments of people of Karnataka.
देश के अंदर ये भाव तोड़ने का क्या प्रयास हो रहा है? क्या इस प्रकार से देश को हमारा टैक्स, हमारे मनी किस भाषा में बोला जा रहा है? ये देश के भविष्य के लिए नया खतरा पैदा करने वाली बात है। देश को तोड़ने के लिए नए नैरेटिव खोजना बंद कर दीजिए। देश को आगे बढ़ना है, देश को एक साथ लेकर के चलने का प्रयास कीजिए।
Kerala government's protest is a political drama to shift the blame on the misrule and the wrath of the common man against the misrule of the left-front government in Kerala.
All right, so I want us to first start with Karnataka and what the charge and counter-charge are from the state as well as the centre respectively. The Karnataka state government says that non-BJP states are deprived of their legitimate tax and GST dues. They put a figure to it. I'll come to that in 1 second. But the centre's response is, this is not backed by numbers. This is a politically vitiated narrative. Karnataka claims that it is generating as much as 4.3 lakh crores in both direct and indirect taxes, but only receives about 12 to 13% of its entitled share. This is the contention by the Congress government there in the state. The centre's response is, the system is well placed. It works as per not the finance ministry, but the finance commission. In this instance, the 15th finance commission, which is allocated how much which state gets. Karnataka's claim is that their allocation in the previous finance commission was 4.71%, and in the current finance commission, it's been slashed from 4.71 to 3.65. The centre says that neither the finance minister nor the prime minister have the right to change these rules as per their whims and fancies, and that this is decided by the finance commission. Karnataka's claim is that they have suffered, the state has suffered a loss of over 45,000 crore rupees in the last 4 years because of dues which the centre has not given them. The centre says that until 6 months ago, till the Siddaramaiah government came to power, everything was hunky-dory. Why is this wrong now, or what is going wrong now? The implication being that the guarantees that were made by the Congress government, they are suddenly finding that they don't have money to realize those guarantees, to fulfill those guarantees. Karnataka's contention is that taxes paid by Kannadigas are not enough for what are difficult times for the state. Remember, it's a drought-hit year for the state of Karnataka. About 200 talukas have been declared officially as drought-hit. The centre's contention is if you're suddenly spending what the state budget cannot sustain, then do not blame the centre. I want to first go across to Tejasvi Surya, who is a member of parliament from the BJP from Karnataka. Thank you very much, Tejasvi, for speaking with us. The entire Congress top brass of Karnataka from the state government was here protesting in Jantar Mantar. Their contention is what is Karnataka's due share has not been given to them. They've even urged you to come join in the protest, but you have said that they are playing footsie with the facts. How do you counter what the Congress state government and the Chief Minister in particular have said on this issue of funding?
Zaka, ever since the Congress party came to power in Karnataka, they realized that it is impossible for them to meet the bills of their mindless freebies that they had announced during the elections. Right after coming into power, the Chief Minister blamed the centre for not giving 5 kgs of rice to fulfill his 10 kg Annabhagya promise of 10 kgs of rice to every household. A few months later, D.K. Shivkumar in a press conference said that 40,000 crore rupees is what is needed to foot the bill of the freebies, and therefore this year Karnataka will not see any development. Just a few weeks thereafter, the economic advisor to the Chief Minister, Basavaraj Rai Reddy, said around 58,000 crore is what the state needs to foot the Congress guarantees, the freebie bills. Therefore, they have to find new ways, quote unquote, new ways to get more funds from the centre. It is in this context that the protest drama that the Chief Minister himself led must be seen. Now, while you understand the context, you must also understand the devious nature of this protest, the devious nature of the narrative that the Congress has tried to build. One, they have taken out large full-page advertisements in every newspaper today stating that Karnataka has not got its GST dues, while the fact remains that more than 1 lakh crore rupees has already been given to Karnataka and not a single rupee is due. It is the only state in the country which has got all the GST dues released as after the AG's receipts and certificates. The second, therefore, this is the first lie. The second lie that they made is that the state government, the central government, the Modi government has whimsically and all of a sudden stopped the GST compensation after 5 years. You know, as a senior journalist, that the GST Act mandated cessation of compensation after 5 years after the onset of the GST. It is not that the state of Karnataka was exceptionally denied GST compensation. 5 years lapsed, all states of the country have stopped receiving GST compensations. It includes Maharashtra, it includes Uttar Pradesh, it includes Gujarat. Another white lie exposed. Third, they said that the Finance Commission has recommended a special grant to state of Karnataka to the tune of 5,400 crore rupees. This again is a white lie. Not anywhere in the final report of the Finance Commission is this mention of a special 5,400 crore grant. Nowhere is it mentioned. The Finance Minister has gone on the floor of the House stating that this is the position. And when the Finance Commission has not made any such recommendation, the state government, using taxpayers' money, publishes an advertisement to mislead the taxpayers by publishing a white lie. So,
Tejasvi,
the other lie that they say is that the state has not got...
Just give me 1 second. How do you respond to what the state's charge is that the 15th Finance Commission, and that was formed recently under the NDA-2 government, slashed the share of Karnataka from 4.71% to 3.65%. That's a more than 1% cut in the state's share that was cut by the 15th Finance Commission. The state's contention is also, just give me 30 seconds. The state's contention is also that this is a drought year and an exemption needs to be made because as many as 200 talukas across the state of Karnataka have been declared drought hit. 45,000 crores is what the state claims the centre owes it over the last 4 years. How do you respond to both those charges, please?
Okay. First, with respect to the total quantum of devolution, I just want to draw your attention and the viewers' attention to 2 factoids. During the UPA government, the 10 years between 2004 and 2014, the total tax devolution that Karnataka got was somewhere to the tune of 81,795 crore rupees. Let me repeat. During the UPA's 10 years of 2004 to 2014, Karnataka got 81,795 crore rupees as tax devolution. In the 10 years under the BJP government, the Modi government, Karnataka has got a record 2,85,000 crore rupees, which is a 250% increase. 250% increase. With respect to grant in aids, during the 10 years of the UPA, Karnataka got 60,700 crores. Under the Modi government in the last 10 years, the state has received till today 2,08,000 crore, which is a 243% increase. So this is the quantum of tax devolution and grant in aids that the state has got. The quantum has not decreased, the quantum has increased. This is the first point. Second point with respect to the State Finance Commission, the Central Finance Commission, which has been the center of the storm. The Finance Commission is an independent, autonomous, constitutional body formed under Article 280 of the Constitution. It is not a handmaiden of the central government. And as a Chief Minister who has tabled more than 14 budgets, this is basic know-how that Mr. Siddaramaiah has. Yet, he tries to play politics by attributing political motives to the Finance Commission. Now, the Finance Commission has a certain terms of reference, of which population is one, income inequality is another, demographic performance is another. There are multiple parameters of this kind. The Finance Commission goes all over the country and holds extensive consultations. This 15th Finance Commission had come to Karnataka between 23rd and 26th of June 2019 and held extensive consultations with the Chief Minister and the whole team. Who was the Chief Minister and who were the ministers then? It was the very same Congress and JDS government which was in power. 5 Congress ministers were part of the delegation which made representations before the Finance Commission. So they had an opportunity to put all of these arguments before the Finance Commission then.
Okay.
Now if they have to make any argument that the terms of reference of the Finance Commission should change, the equity should be treated in a different way, etc., it should be done before the next Finance Commission. Now this is the argument with respect to Finance Commission, that the centre or the Modi government cannot whimsically decide what the Finance Commission's mandated devolution is. It is a constitutional body functioning autonomously. Now with respect to the third question that you asked with respect to drought. Now the Congress government's claim is that the central government has not released even a single rupee towards drought relief. They again are lying blatantly to the people of the state and the country. The Finance Commission in its devolution itself accounts for disaster relief funds, and around 12,000 crore is what the Finance Commission has already accounted for state of Karnataka with respect to disaster relief, which will come in the way of NDRF, SDRF funds, of which around 6,000 crore has already been released, and the Congress government is now lying that not a single rupee has been released by the central government. Now if the situation is so grim, and if the state government has made an assessment that 17,000 odd crore is what the center should pay for drought relief, if this is the quantum that they have assessed, that around 35,000 crore is the total loss and around 17,000 crore the state government must, the central government must pay as relief, over the last few months, how much has the state government paid towards drought relief? A paltry 105 crores. So this shows the double standards, the hypocrisy of the Congress. I only want to say this, Zaka, the Chief Minister's argument of my tax, my right is not only unconstitutional, it is not only against the federal principle of the Constitution, against cooperative federalism, but is also devious and anti-national.
Okay.
I will give you 2 examples.
Tejasvi, I'm completely out of time, but thank you very much for joining us. We will put these questions to representatives from the Congress as well and other experts who are joining us as I widen this up to our panelists who are now joining us on the debate. I want to thank Tejasvi Surya for joining us, MP from Bangalore South, for taking these questions that these charges that the state government and the Congress government there has levelled at the doorstep of the centre. But let me open this up now to Nalin Kohli, national spokesperson of the BJP. J.B. Mathur is a Rajya Sabha member of Parliament from the Congress party. Pugar Gandhi is a spokesperson of the DMK, and Smita Prakash is editor of ANI. J.B. Mathur, let me start with you first. It's not just Karnataka. Kerala has made a similar contention. The state's contention there is a shortfall of 57,400 crores in the state receives from the centre. The centre is saying, as in the case of Karnataka, so in the case of Kerala, not a single rupee has been withheld. You just heard a BJP MP from South India making the case as to how the comparison of 10 years of amount of money that's been devolved under UPA and 10 years of NDA, according to him, there's a 250% jump, not just in Karnataka, but all the other southern states. How do you respond to that?
BJP and the BJP MP who just spoke now, they are trying to set the narrative. Let me start with Karnataka itself. About Karnataka and is that just because Congress government, Congress guaranteed the few things, and to give the guarantee or to ensure that guarantees are given, the state is running out of money now, government is running out of money now. That is why the Karnataka government is coming and asking or protesting. That is the narrative set by the BJP or the BJP MP as of now. That is not the truth. Congress government or the Siddaramaiah Chief Minister or the ministers who have come here and protested is not about the guarantees or because the money is used for guarantees. See, we are a cooperative, we are a federal country. What is the basis of federal country? The basis of federalism is the fiscal determination also is part of federalism. What's happening now in our country is, see, those states which are run by BJP, they have one kind of treatment, and those states which are run by the opposition parties, there's a stepmotherly treatment. So the larger picture of the protest is whatever is due to such governments, whatever, be it in the form of GST, be it in the form of Manrega, be it in whatever the amount the union government is supposed to give to the state government, they do not give. And additionally, they cut short.
And also,
let me see, you gave a lot of time to BJP MP. I think you should be fair enough to at least tell me. See, something like a natural disaster has happened, drought. And drought has happened in Karnataka. For that also, see, such things are normally in course of whoever rules the country. When such things happens, the central government would extend. But here there is no such thing happening. That is why the states are protesting, not for giving guarantees or that for that money is required.
But JB, the point that you made about fiscal determination is not made by the Finance Ministry or the central government. It's made by the Finance Commission, and that fiscal determination, the weightage given to various parameters, is the same for all states. 12.5% to demographic performance, 45% to income, 15% each to population and area, 10% to forest and ecology, and 2.5% to tax and fiscal deficits. Now, this formula is same for all 28, 29 states in this country. There is no special treatment to Uttar Pradesh or Bihar as opposed to Karnataka or Kerala. And this weightage has been arrived at by an independent finance commission, a constitutional body that's been constituted under an article of the Constitution of India, not constituted by the Finance Ministry or by North Block or by the Prime Minister's office. That's the contention of the BJP.
Saka, that's the contention of the BJP. Let me respond to that. See, that's exactly what I'm saying, what we are saying. See, there are whatever is constituted under the constitution provisions, and it will be a constitutional body by itself. What is happening to constitutional bodies in the country? That's exactly the point. That's exactly the point, whether it's ED or CBI or anything. The election commission, everything is constituted under, it's a constitutional body. But where is the independence for all that? Where they do not have the independence, they do not have the freedom. There is everything being there's a remote control operation being done, is the truth. That is exactly our contention.
So let me,
there is a stepmotherly treatment given to opposition parties, whichever state which is being done.
Nalin Kohli, what the southern states are saying, including Karnataka, is if this is the weightage that's been fixed by the Finance Commission, 45% to the income generated by the state and 12.5% weightage to demographic performance. The others are, lesser in weightage. So if almost 66, 67%, that 2/3 is coming from income generated by the state and weightage given to demographic performance, then you are penalizing southern states which are generating more income and doing better on demographic performance, and instead incentivizing northern states which are doing badly both on income and on demographic performance. This is their contention. Please respond.
There are multiple
We
points
wouldn't want to
be
say it
made.
as a
No, one
north
second,
south.
to Nalin Kohli,
Versus
please.
the
Nalin Kohli, please.
Constitution of
Let me
India
clarify,
and
it is
whatever
about
JP,
part
thank you.
of the
Thank you.
and,
Nalin Kohli, the
not-
question was to him, please.
is
No crosstalk.
something.
Thank you. Yeah.
May
Sorry.
I
Yeah, yeah.
just, I heard the Congress MP. So I was just saying that the Constitution of India and its provisions, primarily with regard to these formulas of setting up all these requirements of setting up statutory bodies like the Finance Commission or whatever, this is really part of the constitutional scheme. And who was the first Prime Minister of India? Jawaharlal Nehru. When did the Constitution come? 26th January 1950. So bottom line is the Congress party essentially is facing a crisis of existence. They have a leadership crisis and they have an issue crisis. So if nothing is left, they want to manufacture an issue, even at the cost of going down the route, which is dangerous for the country. It's not about anything, but it's about the Congress somehow trying to first justify a comment that shouldn't have come from their leader, who happens to be the brother of the Chief Minister, brother of the senior leader D.K. Shiv Kumar. So once Mr. Suresh makes a comment, then everyone jumps into his defense. When they jump into his defense, they say, let's make it a larger issue and let's talk about north-south divide. The fact of the matter is, figures speak otherwise. Karnataka has benefited in terms of amounts of money that have been devolved to it under Modi ji's era as compared to the UPA era. And look at the figures. Essentially grants from the center under the UPA to Karnataka was 60,000 crores. It's gone up to 2,08,000 crores, almost 3.5 times. Tax devolution received by Karnataka during the UPA was about 81,000 crores. Now it's almost 3 lakh crores. The hard numbers speak in favor of Karnataka. Let's take it. The tax, Karnataka's devolution has gone up 3.5 times compared to what it was in the UPA era. If you look at financial support from the NDA government to Karnataka, it has increased by 247% from 1,42,000 crores to 5 lakh crores. The figures speak separately, but there is a problem with the Congress. And perhaps more than getting angry, we should sympathize from them. As the Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister in his speech said, this is a startup that is not taking off. This is a startup in startup mode from startup till today. That is their leadership crisis. And what is the issue? Bharat Jodo, as if the country is breaking down. The people have rejected the so-called Bharat Jodo 1. Bharat Jodo 2 is not getting response. No ally wants to come with it. Mamta ji says, you are 44, you will come down to below 40. Akhilesh Yadav says, I have not received an invitation. It's the unraveling of the Congress, which has now got an existential issue. They are legends in their mind. On the ground, they are nowhere close to survival levels.
Okay.
So, you can cross any level, promise the moon. If you don't have the funds to do it, you don't have the funds to do it. So, you are saying the center is being unfair to us. Excuse me, Zaka. I go out and I spend more than my total income, buy a house, buy a car, buy everything under the sun, and then I come to you, Zaka, that why don't you pay me to overcome my spending? What kind of argument is that? And you try to make it a constitutional argument by dividing the nation. The Congress is doing great injustice to India.
Okay. Now, let me ask Smita Prakash. One part, obviously what Nalin said, that's a political argument. But yes, the 50,000 or 52,000 crores that is required to fund the guarantees, that is a political argument that can be made against the Congress government. You've gone ahead and made unrealistic promises. Now, why do you expect the center to give you money to meet those unrealistic promises? The state's contention, Smita, is if the state of Karnataka is in the top 3 economies of various states across the country, and it generates, according to them, 4.3 lakh crores of direct and indirect taxes every year, why is the state getting back only 12 or 13% of that share? Is that a fair contention to ask?
Fair, yes, you can say that. let's rewind back to the 1950s and the 1960s when the North subsidized the South Indian states and subsidized the West Indian states. Was there any comparison at that time? Did the North turn around and say that why should we carry this burden? So, I think I kind of understand that those who don't look back in the past and see that similar problems have occurred in the past too. There has to be somewhere where this artificial construct of a north-south divide, whether it comes to the fiscal problem that we have, whether it comes to culture, tradition, language, food, Sanatan, whatever it is, this division cannot take place. This is an artificial construct. It's an anti-Modi construct which has now taken on a dimension far beyond just becoming an anti-Modi thing. What is going to happen? Are you going to build a barbed wire or a Trump wall between the North and the South? It's kind of bizarre. And the problem that Karnataka is facing now, this is going to become endemic to all the states where this freebie politics has happened, whether it is Punjab, whether it is Delhi. You talk about anybody else, it's going to happen in, say, maybe Telangana, anywhere where freebie politics has taken hold of the state. This is going to happen, and this is a warning which was given by so many economists that this is not a sustainable model where you buy votes, literally buying it, that I'll give you tablets, I'll give you electricity off, agriculture loan off. It's not sustainable model, and it's going to come back to bite us. And this is exactly what is happening. But it takes political intonation. One has to forget it. The Prime Minister said you cannot. What he said, zameen ka tukda nahi hai, Rashtra zameen ka tukda nahi hai. You just cannot. And he gave a very good metaphor when he said, what about the states which have mountains? If they turn around and say that the rivers which flow from us, we are not going to give it to you. What about the states which have coal? If they say that we are going to keep the coal for ourselves, the rest of the country can live in darkness. Can you do that? You can't. You can't say this is my share of taxation which I'm giving. That's what I want. That's not how it happens. As you said, there is a commission, and to say that now the commission is useless. You can turn around and say that everything doesn't work in this country, and we are victims. That kind of mentality is not going to go. That the election commission is wrong, the courts are wrong, everything is wrong in the country. Only you are being victimized. How can that work?
Okay, Mr. Pugar Gandhi, the Prime Minister today said you are creating not just an artificial but a very divisive construct, a divide between North and South. You're creating this for political reasons, and this could have debilitating impact to the country because you're dividing people between North and South for whatever your political ends are. Leave aside the numbers for 1 second. What about the political charge that the BJP has made against you? Congress, for example, has gone and made these freebie promises, which now they are finding difficult to fund. The whole issue of, BJP is making inroads into South India, therefore they need to be stopped, therefore Modi needs to be opposed, the point that Smita Prakash was made. Are you in the garb of, fiscal numbers and due share to states, etc.? Is your real target the fact that you have to hit Modi, because if Modi starts winning in South India, then all your narratives fall through, whether it's the narrative of Hindi imposition, narrative of North-South divide, narrative of, different food, culture, religion, etc.?
Sagar, first of all, let us not come up with this conclusion that Mr. Modi is going to win in South India. That can be a dream of Mr. Modi, which will not happen. As far as the fiscal issue is concerned, we have been telling this for quite a long time, at least for the last 10 years, ever since BJP came to power, that the BJP under Mr. Modi is committing grave injustice to the people of South India, and also in general to the states, because their whole idea is to rob the states' rights by removing the fiscal powers so that the states will become dependent on the center for everything. This is just like a kind of a colonization. In fact, when the Honorable Prime Minister was the Chief Minister of Gujarat, he was the pioneer and he was the champion for state rights. In fact, in the 14th Finance Commission, it is Mr. Modi who demanded 50% shares of the taxes for the states. Whereas when he became the Prime Minister, he did a U-turn and he has given only 29%. And the Commission, the 14th Finance Commission has recommended for 41%, and the 15th Finance Commission has recommended for 42%, whereas the actual devolution by the union government is only 29%. And a month back, the Niti Aayog chairman revealed a secret where the Honorable Prime Minister made an attempt secretly to convince the Finance Commission to reduce the state share from 42% to 29%. What else it says? And when it comes to South India, we are the net contributor states. Out of 1 rupee which we pay to, for example, in Tamil Nadu, out of 1 rupee which we pay to center, we get back only 30 paise. Likewise, Kerala, these are all developed states. 1 rupee we pay to the center, Kerala pay to the center, it gets only 50 paise back. Whereas, as far as Uttar Pradesh is concerned, they are getting 2.5 rupees. And as far as Bihar is concerned, they are getting 7.5 rupees. Here the issue is, we are not telling that don't subsidize these states. We don't, as we all know, that as far as taxation is concerned, tax the rich and subsidize the poor. We don't have any issue with respect to that. But more and more payments are being made to these states, Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, but they are making an underperformance. They are not able to perform, and they are not able to effectively implement family planning. And then for what purpose this money is being spent in Uttar Pradesh and Bihar? Is it not incentivizing underperformance? This is our problem. So how long you can incentivize underperformance?
Okay.
These states, let us pay the money. There is no issue at all. But let them show in the indices saying that showing that they are also performing.
So, Nalin, respond to that. The DMK member spokesperson's contention is that for every rupee that is generated in the state of Tamil Nadu, every rupee that they get as taxes and pay to the central government, they only get 30 paise back, whereas Uttar Pradesh gets 2.5 rupees and Bihar gets 7.5 rupees. His problem is not that the rich are subsidizing the poor. His problem is that where is then the marker for performance, whether it is population indicators or any other indicators, you are incentivizing non-performance.
Let me ask another question. Let me ask it in a different way. Sure, let me ask a different way. Tamil Nadu is getting its steel from where? Where is Tamil Nadu getting iron ore from? Probably Jharkhand and Odisha. And they have a car industry there, a thriving car industry. They have a heavy duty industry there.
How does it matter? We are talking about fiscal devolution.
The Prime Minister has gone ahead and made a very, very clear thing.
Some sort of manufacturing.
I've heard
How is it related?
Please. He's made an argument. I'm making a counter argument. Let the people decide. I mean, it's not personal about me. I'm merely making an argument for the people of India to understand our perspective.
Nobody is
He's entitled to make
Mr. Gandhi, please, one at a time. This is another way. Let him finish. Yeah, thank you.
So, therefore, you pick up figures. And at the end of the day, I can turn this completely political by talking about what are their comments on Sanatan, what is this, but I'm avoiding all that. Let's come straight to the issue. India is a country. The army protects India. Now the border with Pakistan is with the north. If the wars happened as they happened in the past, the western border is where all the action took place, where people had to suffer more. Now the north contributes to the army also. Now tomorrow, can we afford to have an argument like this? Like for example, there's the Tamil sappers, or there is the Rajputana rifles, or if there is the Kumaon regiment or whatever. Somebody says up with that, no, we don't need to contribute to that. Well, what are we doing? Dividing on what grounds? You have an argument which is about funds, then let's talk about real funds. What is the amount of money that's gone into your pocket? Has it increased under Modi or has it decreased under Modi? Period. That is the only thing to be seen. If somebody's salary is today 1 lakh rupees and in the next 10 years that becomes from 1 lakh to 3 lakh rupees, how can you say you're being unfair to me? Somebody to say that it is unfair has to say that my 1 lakh rupees has become 80,000. Or earlier my salary used to increase by 10%. Instead of 1 lakh, it be 110, it should have been 120. Now it is less. Under Prime Minister Modi, there is no, and I'm saying it with a sense of responsibility, any attempt to see that a state of India should suffer because they are Indian citizens. He had said on day one, I'm the Prime Minister of those people who voted for me and those who didn't vote for me. So tell us in real terms, how has your money decreased? Has your budgetary, has the allocation from the center increased or decreased? That's the only thing to start with.
All right. We'll have to leave it at that. Like I said, this is going to be a continuing sort of theme politically and economically. Tomorrow, the Kerala Chief Minister is going to be protesting here in Delhi. This is something that southern states seem to have made a leitmotif, if you will, whether for political reasons or for economic reasons. We leave that to the viewers to decide. But thank you very much to all our guests.